Welcome to She Made That, a series that celebrates creative women. I'm your host, Daniela, and every month I sit down with women to hear their stories, what they create, and why.
She made that. She made that. You're so creative. She made that.
Hi, Joanne. Thank you so much for joining me today on another creative discussion. Before we begin, can you give yourself a little introduction as well as the business you created for yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Joanne Burke. I'm Irish and I live in Ireland, and I'm a retired acupuncturist as well as retired from the IT industry. I now have a wonderful online coaching and mentoring business working with women who have created great success in their lives and who have spent a lot of time and money and energy in the development of themselves, but have reached let's call it a fatigue or a tiredness in that self-development. And so the work that we do together is the embodiment of her soul identity, her true I am presence, and everything that comes with that in the daily coding of that, the self-concept that is built into that kind of identity. And so the work truly that we do is really the embodiment of it always being about her. It's always about you. And to allow that to be this new era of self-development. And it's a self with a capital S.
Oh, okay, wow. So, what led you to mentor other businesses after retirement? Did you see a need in other people, or were you just following a new passion?
Yeah, it was both. It was me seeing a need in people and also a passion for it as well. I was working in the IT industry first and then transitioned from that to being an acupuncturist. And from my years of doing that, I really saw how people's perception of themselves or the level of identity that they held themselves in, the beliefs that they had, would really impact on how treatments would go. And from there, I started coaching acupuncture clients, firstly with simply talking, but then also with a process called Psyche, an energy psychology process or modality. And it was from there and then through my own journey of my own self-development, of going deep into myself and all of these things, that has led me to doing this kind of work. And I do this work with women who run their own business and then women who work in corporate as well. I do occasionally get some men, but for the most part, it is women that I work with.
Okay, awesome. You mentioned earlier that your ideal client is an entrepreneurial woman who is already established but who is fatigued. Can you elaborate more on that? Like, what kind of exhaustion do your clients have when they come to you?
Yeah, the fatigue that I speak about, it's more of a mental, an energetic fatigue more so than a physical one. So it's women who've been on their self-development journey for a long time, who've been, in the spiritual development world for a long time, and they feel fatigued, they feel tired with doing the work, with the healing work, the subconscious work, the all of that side of things. And they have so much self-awareness of themselves that it often begins to feel like a cage because they know themselves so well and yet cannot find a way out of how they are feeling about something or a certain situation or, a new level of business or life that they're wanting to bring to life, and it's just not moving. So the fatigue is when they reach something like that in their business or in life. The fatigue is around feeling like they have to do more work. They have to find the block or the belief or the um another life shall we say, to delve into, to find out, so they can set themselves free, so they can move. So as an acupuncturist, I worked with people who were physically fatigued, which very often did have a mental or a spiritual root to it. But with the work I'm doing now, it's around that. They come to me because they know there's another way, and that way is through their soul identity, through who it is that they truly are. And this brings an aliveness, a vitality, a confidence in self that they haven't experienced before, because they're bringing all of themselves out now. They're not trying to find out what's wrong anymore, but what they're doing is really aligning themselves with the truth of who they are. And though there are things to navigate and move through and all of that in the work that we do together, it's from a very different level, from a very different perspective. And so the tiredness of, quote unquote, developing themselves, it evaporates. It gets to go away, because they know that they are now in control of themselves. They are the ones that have the power within themselves to shift all concepts of self, to release old identities that were limiting, not because it's in the way, but just because it's not needed anymore. And that's what I mean about speaking about fatigue of the women when they come to work with me.
Wow, okay. Thanks for clarifying. I love how you went from helping people physically to mentally. Now I'm assuming you were.
Yeah, I work online all the time now. When I still had my clinic, my acupuncture clinic, I did do in-person sessions with people. But once I closed the clinic, I decided to just stay online. It opened up freedom to move around or be where I wanted to be, which is just really lovely.
Okay, nice. And do you work with people across the globe?
Yeah, I work with people from everywhere, all the way from Australia to all the way over to Canada, where you are. I've just finished working with a wonderful woman who lives in Calgary. So yeah, everywhere. It's just wonderful to be able to meet people I or we couldn't meet if we didn't have the online capacity available to us. So yeah, it's wonderful, and I do work with people in Ireland as well. So it's great to be able to keep that connection here with this country as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Having the ability to work virtually can definitely be beneficial. Now, do you have a website where people can find you?
Yes, I do. It's joanneburke.ie. It's in the process of being upgraded and rewritten. And people can also find me on Facebook and on Instagram. Instagram is where I'm building a new profile now. It's called Ignited Soul Living. So I can be found on and in many different ways.
Okay, perfect. I'll definitely add that in the description. Thank you, Joanne, again for joining me today. Um, keep doing what you're doing and take care.
Yes, I'll send that on to you now. And thank you so much as well, Danielle. I really liked this way of being asked questions and answering them. Just very, it helped me to think clearer on what it is that I wanted to say and be more precise in how I wanted to say it. So I really appreciate that and the opportunity. I look forward to maybe hearing the finished product. Maybe you can send it on to me or let me know when and where it'll be available. I'd love to know. But wishing you all the best. Have a really good Friday. Bye for now.
She made that. She made that. You're so creative. She made that.